You want answers?
I think I'm entitled to.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Well, they may not think you can handle the truth, but I do think you can. Folks, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. This is Zero Dark 30 with John, and it is dark. Dark in America, folks. But hey, there's a new sheriff in town. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the gunslinging tough guys at the Environmental Protection Agency. And right now you're thinking, what the heck are we talking about? Sheriff, EPA, how is this related to SHTF? Well, let me help you out. The EPA has come out and given us, America, the people, the taxpayers, the constituents of the government, they've given us a warning. They've given us, me and you, a warning and said, we are at risk of a terror attack against our water system. Now, number one, I have provided this warning along with you guys for many years, saying our infrastructure is very weak. It is vulnerable because we're a decent group of people, us Americans. We don't attack one another. No, we don't. Not in forms of terror, right? So our electrical systems, they're visible. You can see them now. They put fences up for safety so kids don't get hurt, but they're vulnerable to attacks. Same with our water treatment systems. So now the EPA has come out and said, hey, you guys better be careful, man. Why are they warning us and the terrorists? If they truly are, folks, planning on doing something, they just told us, and then they told the terrorists, we know you're there. You think that's going to really stop the terrorists? I have a better idea. Instead of that, why didn't they, I don't know, threaten the terrorists? Hey, terrorists, you want to try that shit in America? Well, we'll cut off your right hand. We'll soak you in pig lard for a week. And then we're going to lay you out in the sun. Make sure you're well hydrated. But we're going to give you a really nice bacon bath. I mean, why give them the upper hand? Why are we doing that? Why doesn't government do something that actually makes things right? Okay, now, well, I mean, there's a new sheriff in town, isn't it? I find this crazy. The EPA is going to warn us. I mean, doesn't the EPA have guns and badges like the Postal Service? I mean, every other law, every other federal bureaucracy has bullets and guns and badges and those dark blue coats with yellow letters on the back. Why aren't they going after the bad guys? Right? They'll go after the bad polluters, except for, of course, left-wing protesters. They're allowed to be as dirty and messy as they want. We want to talk about cleaning up the environment. After every leftist protest, there's a fucking mess everywhere that they leave behind. Now, this is the world we live in, though, folks, where terrorists position themselves in America. They can attack our infrastructure, our power, our fuel supplies, fuel distribution, fuel manufacturing, and water as well. Now, here's the deal with the water, folks. If they were going to do something, the bad guys, why doesn't the EPA, take that information and go after them and arrest the issues and then issue a stern warning? Right? Now, let's just assume, if we shall, what will get more people killed quickly? What will cause more damage, more terror? Turning off the power by blowing up a substation? I mean, that could take the power out for a day, a couple of days, a week in that given area. It can cause some real problems, right? It can cause some real discomfort, some SHTF discomfort. But what about the water? If they were to poison the water, and they don't have to poison it with something crazy, right? But what if they poison the water and thousands of people got sick? Tens of thousands of people in a city got sick because of it. What would the hospitals be able to do? Now, I'm just asking the question. I don't have all the answers here on this one. Right? Would everyone be able to be medicated and taken care of? Well, the reason I asked this question is I was up in the Reno, Nevada area, and this is several years ago. Shit, this is 10 years ago. And I was at the Reno air races, and a plane crashed. And fuselage, the plane, went into the crowd in the grandstand. It's not that grand of a grandstand, but went into the crowd. And the plane, traveling 300 plus miles an hour, when it hit, it basically like a shrapnel bomb went off. Just shit flying everywhere, taking people out, serious injuries, of course, serious deaths. They have two major hospitals in Reno, St. Mary's and Renown, if I remember the story correctly. It's been a while, been 10 years, shit. They could barely take care of these two major hospitals. They could barely take care of the people who were injured in a single accident. You can call it a sporting accident, but you could also say, well, what if a bomb went off at a terrorist event, or at an event where terrorism hit and killed a bunch of people and injured dozens of people? Hospitals couldn't keep up. So if water, folks, was poisoned and an entire city had people pouring in from all corners going, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. Would they have enough doctors to treat everybody, enough nurses? Would they have enough medication to solve the problem? And how terrified would the city be? Number one, they'd run out of bottled water real fast. The fights at stores would be off the hook. And it's not that everybody drinks their tap water. I know a massive percentage of the population in the world no longer drinks tap water because they don't trust the damn government, which is interesting because the government's still trying to poison everyone with fluoride in the drinking water. But they would they have enough medication for everybody? Or would everyone be living in fear? Well, there's so many sick people. How many people would die? I guess it depends on how much of the poison they ingested. What if it was dysentery? In other words, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. It all matters, folks. Have the ability to filter your water very effectively. Have the ability to sanitize your water. All critical stuff. I tell you, what a crazy ass world. Get prepared because chance favors the prepared.